I don't even like wine, but guess what? You're gonna like it. I need some cheese.
What's up, guys? It's Barnabas, aka Mac and Cheese, bringing you a game of Domination on Mission. Talking about another strategy video with Spawn Trap. You've all probably played this map and either been in the Spawn Trap or executed the Spawn Trap, and it's pretty obvious on this map. You want to get an A Spawn Trap, so you want B and C for this map. Once you have B and C, here's your do not cross line. These are your first two power positions. You know, obviously they're gonna funnel towards B. Ultimately, they're gonna run out of A, run up the hill, either to the left or the right, and they're gonna run towards B because that's the closest capture point, right? So you got two guys here, and they're basically patrolling the whole area of B, right? You're throwing stuns, waiting for them to kind of just funnel through this area, and they can get some kills. If they go down, it's up to them to relay back to their teammates so that somebody else can then pull back up and help out with B. Now your next two power positions are going to be on your left and your right, and the one on the left is going to be a super sweet vantage point because you can look down on A, and you've got basically, as people run up the hill, you've got a very easy headshot because they just poke their head up. Now it kind of works both ways, where the opposing team will have a nice little head glitch on you, but a lot of times they're focused on getting B, so a lot of times they just run up there and you can get doubles and triples. And then same thing on the left-hand side hill. There's a box over there that provides them a little bit of cover, as well as yourself, that if you just don't push past that line and you're patient, they'll continue to keep spawning back there, and you can basically guarantee that they're going to be coming from that direction and not shoot you from behind. Now, the next two positions are the most important positions, and again, these are the people that are in the back, the people that are going to help hold down C. By them staying back there, you're going to minimize your chances that the opposing team is going to spawn back there because you have a character or a teammate back there. If a teammate is not back there, then you run a very high risk of them spawning back there, mainly because it's such a small map. You know, the computer doesn't necessarily know where to spawn people, so if you don't keep people in that back area, because you have everybody else is kind of pushing up towards A because you want the spawn trap, and then you have people that are obviously holding down B. If the people that are in the back get impatient and they start moving up prematurely, then you run the risk of flipping a spawn back there and having them spawn back there towards C. So if you can maintain the spawn trap, these are going to be your basic spawn points that you can assume that you're going to spawn near, or somewhere in the ballpark, and then these will be the opposing team spawn points. Now, if you're dedicated enough to the strategy, you can guarantee that these spawn points will stay here for the entire game, and it'll be super easy. You'll know exactly where they're coming from, and you'll get a lot of kills because you have the upper hand in every single situation there. Now, like I was saying, those two people in the back, let's say they get impatient, they move forward, so I'll take them out of the equation right now, and if they move forward, you potentially run the risk of having their spawns look somewhat like this because they're just too far forward, and then all of a sudden they can grab C very easily and cause a lot of chaos, and then you get a lot of ring around the rosy, and it gets pretty crazy. If anybody goes towards A and tries to take A, the spawns will ultimately flip to this very, very quickly, and you'll get into a lot of trouble. So just try and maintain the basic strategy here, and you'll know exactly where guys are coming from, and you'll be in good shape. So somebody had asked me to show some ACR gameplay, and so I start off here with an ACR, and then I switch over to a SCAR, and then later on get into a FAD. But I thought that would be a good idea, or a good kind of topic to talk about, and that's just how to pick your weapon. How to pick if you're going to go with an assault rifle, or if you're going to go with a sorry, that's my phone. If you're going to go with a assault rifle, submachine gun, light machine gun, sniper, what have you. And for me, it all comes down to there's a lot of variables involved, and that's what I really like about the game, is that you can think about, okay, what is your mood, what is your play style, and what is the map. Those are the top three things that I tend to think about. Back there, like, how I judge this is like, okay, I'm not going to be running around the middle B area. I'm going to basically control C for this map, so I'm going to need a little bit longer range, so I'm going to go with assault rifle over an SMG. There is going to be some close quarter combats like this area here, so having a submachine gun probably would be a little bit better in that situation, but for the most part, you're able to hold down with an assault rifle. But getting back to kind of what I'm talking about is like it's up to you to kind of figure out your own personal play style. What is your role on the team, right? Assault rifles are really good for obviously longer range, bigger maps, more wide open spaces, things like that. As far as the ACR goes, since that was kind of asked, for a little bit of gameplay with that. The ACR is like a laser gun. Like you don't necessarily need to have a kick proficiency with it because it doesn't have a lot of recoil. On the flip side to that is that it is slightly weaker than some of the other assault rifles, but it is kind of like a laser gun. So for me, I use a suppressor. I use the 2-type attachment, and I use a suppressor and a red dot. Now, their iron sights are also very good on it, so it's up to you guys kind of figure out what you like, what works best for you. Halfway through the game, I decided to change over to the SCAR because, that's my kind of go-to, and I just wanted to, I don't know why, but I decided to change back to it because I guess I was probably playing with it earlier, had some good games with it, and or maybe I was trying to level it up. I don't know. But I like that with the extended mags mainly because I like to get I can tend to get multiple kills with it, and I don't like to necessarily reload, or I try to get myself out of the habit of reloading after every shot. But again, you have guns like the ACR and the SCAR and things like that are all pretty well-rounded guns. I feel like all of the assault rifles are pretty well-rounded. They're pretty balanced. The Type 95 is pretty powerful. If it rewards accuracy, so if you are a very accurate shot, then you're going to be rewarded because you get 2 bullets into a guy and you're guaranteed killed. That's also somewhat of a laser gun. The FAD is probably the only gun or assault rifle that to me feels like it's slightly different. It feels like it is kind of bridging the gap between a submachine gun and an assault rifle because it has a very high rate of fire, and to me, because I'm firing it a lot and the bullets are coming out really, really fast, I am constantly having to reload, or I'm constantly running out of bullets. So, try and figure out what works for you, and then go from there. And I would highly recommend just trying all the guns and going from there. Now, if you're going to use an SMG, I tend to think about, okay, is it a smaller map? If it's a smaller map, then I'll probably have better luck with an SMG than a map like Mission. If you're going to be holding down B, and you're going to be in those tight little quarters, you're going to get a lot of close quarter combat, then a submachine gun might be actually great for that area. But I didn't plan on doing that much this map, so I went with an assault rifle. SMGs are obviously better for shorter range, smaller maps. More of a running gun type player is probably where an SMG is going to shine. And basically, the reason why it's better for smaller maps and things like that is because it has such a high rate of fire. You can get a lot of bullets into guys and get hopefully you kill a little bit quicker than somebody who's got a slower rate of fire gun like an assault rifle, things like that. They're also very easy to kind of fire from the hip because again, the high rate of fire gets you a kill a lot faster, and so a lot of people run steady aim with that, so they can just kind of run and gun, fire from the hip, and get a lot of kills. So this is kind of a good example of an area where it's close quarter combat and or smaller or shorter areas, and the FAD here is a really good choice, or I got really lucky picking it up. Light machine guns, I've been having a lot of fun with them. They're more of a heavy class, so it's more of if you're going to be a defender, or if you're going to, kind of hold down an area for long periods of time, not do a lot of running around the map, then try a light machine gun. Super large clip sizes, obviously, and you get multiple kills with the gun rather than having to reload. And basically, that's kind of like my protector class. So, ultimately, a lot of this stuff is just personal preference. For each gun, I have a certain, I'll either put a red dot on it. I tend to always use sleight of hand, and I tend to always use the kick proficiency with my guns, unless it's something like the ACR, which doesn't have very much recoil, and I can throw 2 attachments on it, and so then I'll use it for something like that. But yeah, ultimately it is up to you guys to just kind of find what you like. But I do like the aspect of having to choose your variables. You might be in a running gun type mood one day, and so submachine guns might be your best friend. And if you start running around with a light machine gun rather than a submachine gun, you're probably going to start doing worse and blah, blah, blah. So try and analyze yourself, figure out what type of player you are, what type of role you're going to be playing on your team when you get into the game. Now, this is domination, right? So I've got a couple comments, people saying like, "Oh, you're camping," blah blah blah, which is fine. Haters are gonna hate, but this game type is domination. You hold down flags and you have the enemy team run towards them. So yes, there is an element of campiness to it, because you're going to be staying in very specific areas, because you know where they're going to be coming from. It's a spawn trap, and you know where they're going to be running to, which is your flag. So, but ultimately, it comes down to kind of figuring out what game type are you playing. Are you playing domination? Are you playing team deathmatch? Because if you're a running gunner, and you just don't have patience, or you don't like to just kind of patrol areas, things like that, to hold down the fort, then maybe domination is not your game type. So it's up to you guys to kind of figure out what game types you like the best. Some people really love search and destroy because they like the hunting element of it. Some people really like hardcore team defender. Some people really like just team deathmatch, or some people just like free for all. So it all boils down to what game type am I playing, what is my mood for the day, and what is my particular play style, and what is the size of the map. Those are the type of things that I kind of ultimately go through my head as I decide to choose weapons and things like that. So think about that stuff as it goes on, guys, and just to help make your own decision. But I hope you guys got something out of this. It's supposed to be fun. So yeah, let me know if there's anything you guys want to see for next time. Any other maps? I've already got a couple requests for some of these maps. But yeah, I hope you guys got something out of the video, and I will see you next time. Hope you all had a good holiday.